there'll be like a well-respected person who gets into drama with me, people take their side, then it turns out in the long run, oh wait, that person was actually the piece of shit in the long run. And I'm still around, guys. I'm still around, and my reputation is still fairly intact. I haven't done, I would say...
This is primarily a response to Zan and his defense of Exci. Essentially what happened is Hasan was accused, again, I'm trying to be neutral, by Exci of stealing content. And Hasan did not take that too well. The EFAP got involved and started taking Jay's side, and it just kept snowballing into a big brouhaha. And Zan is going to stick up for Exci and allege that Hasan has it all wrong about the EFAP and Exci, and is just really a worthless human being.
This is what I said 1 fucking year ago.
It wasn't a year ago.
Since then, he made a video, or they made a video. Afterwards, they had like a bunch of fucking Nazis in the kill stream get together and do an 8-hour reaction to my entire stream. I think it was an 8 or 10 hour fucking podcast that they did on that. Okay. And I apologized back then.
Well, the most I'm gathering is you think he's a liar because Exci was not on a particular stream of the EFAP dealing with Hasan. Yes, but Exci has been on the EFAP insane number of appearances. Probably Exci is one of the guests that they've had on the most. Are you saying we know for a fact Exci wasn't involved? How do we know that? According to you, they're all friends. So they're not independent organizations. They're tied to one another. They admit this too, by the way. So at most, we got a question mark. And then you're going to claim that Hasan is just mislabeling them, period, by getting their associations wrong.
As far as like video content goes, criticizing Hasan is the one video Jay just put out on Hasan's reaction content, which was only half about Hasan. The other half was mostly just about reaction content. Pretty good video, by the way. I recommend it. I liked it a lot. And then what actually happened was Exci is friends with two YouTubers by the names of MauLer and Rags.
Well, what's really hilarious is his own chat was telling him, no, Sargon and MauLer do have a relationship. It's like, Hassan, you get it right. You say, condemn Nazis and the Sargon factor. There is no Sargon. What are you talking about? MauLer and Rags. Yeah, it's good guys. No, they have an association with Sargon. They have an association with E:R. They've had a relationship with Nerdrotic and Heel versus Babyface, who in the public record have been outright racists. Like, there's no doubt about that. They are very racist, very sexist, very misogynistic, very homophobic. And if that's what the EFAP wants to do, that's the EFAP. And what is the defense of Exci? Because it seems to just keep going back to you're friends with Exci and that resolves the issue. I don't think it does, but let's try to probe further with what Zan is going to come up with. So Exci innocent because Exci queer and leftist.
Now, I have been a fan of Rags. Well, I don't know if I'm presently a fan of Rags necessarily, because his current content isn't really what interests me, but I guess I was a fan of Rags back when he did PC Master Race content for a very long time. And MauLer, I've seen at least a little bit of his content, enough to know that they are not Nazis, okay? They may have some opinions I disagree with on some things. They are not Nazis. And they are both quite accepting of Exci's gender identity being literally any all pronouns, okay? I'm sorry, but I know that, oh, I have a friend who's trans thing isn't really a good defense against accusations of transphobia, but when you don't really have any pressure to be pro-trans on you and you are voluntarily, without it really being a big deal, friends with somebody whose gender identity is, or whose pronouns are any all, and someone who identifies as like being trans and stuff like that, that suggests to me at the very least that like MauLer and Rags probably aren't a bunch of fucking transphobes, okay? However, they do a podcast together called EFAP. Now, they aren't Nazis. I said they were like anti-SJWs, but even that is a bit of a stretch. Yeah.
Oh, how do I explain that? How or why would the Nazis of the EFAP work with a queer leftist? Maybe because the EFAP is incredibly cynical and is using Exci as a token. Exci is morally evil and is going to sell out and going to be on the EFAP to support the pro-Nazism. Not because they care about Nazism, they just care about the money and the fame. You're making it seem like it's like a logical contradiction. How could the queer and the leftist associate with the Nazi? Maybe for the money. Maybe. Exci is my friend. Okay? Are we going to get anything more? So all we're getting is Hasan may be a questionable person in terms of being nice. And I would agree Hasan needs to structure his thoughts better and do more research. I think the general consensus is he's very lazy as a content creator. No doubt about that. But again, are the accusations true? You haven't brought any evidence to bear to suggest it's not true. Now, whether the EFAP is, quote, Nazis, yeah, that's a question mark. However, it's not a lie. All you're saying is, you made an accusation. That's definitely a lie. Why? Because JX is my friend. So you're basically blatantly partisan. You're ignoring your own chat telling you you're wrong. So according to your own criteria, you're objectively wrong, and you're objectively helping Nazis because my friend, my Exci, and you've made yourself look like a fool. And by the way, most recently, MauLer's attacked Zan because he likes Rings of Power. So you defended MauLer, and all you got for it was he bitch slapped you. You look like a complete idiot. That said, I don't dislike Zan. I have no issue with Zan, but really, people defending Exci for no reason are really looking like idiots because most recently, Jay has been exposed. Jay promised, we would resolve the issues of the EFAP. Nothing was resolved. MauLer made no statement, no apology, neither did Rags, and Jay showed up on EFAP to comment on Ant-Man 3, presumably for the money. This doesn't look very good in retrospect, but again, I'll try to look more at this issue, but really, yes, Hasan may be not a very good person, but the accusations do seem to have some weight. Where exactly the EFAP lands, radical right, Nazi, fascist, or just, bunch of grifters, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, you haven't shown he's a liar. All you're showing is he needs to do more research and be more well-structured in his thinking, which frankly, those criticisms could be applied to you too.